you want to be living your dream and making art, like the fact that you can make art as your career, thanks to SoundExchange, is incredible. Melodic dance music that has tempo, that's also emotional. I recently discovered like tapes of me as a kid being played like random music, like albums front to back. So I credit my parents for playing me music. Like I just found this tape of me listening to like Linkin Park, which I weirdly am super inspired by. And apparently I used to listen to that as a kid, which like I feel like definitely like makes sense to me because I really resonate with them. Like Howie Day, like anytime I hear that song Collide, I just like cry. Like I don't know, like Bob Dylan, like I listen to like everything like outside of dance music, and then I like bring in like whatever influences I like into my own music, obviously staying within, you know, my sound and staying in electronic music. But I love the feeling of like indie music, rock music, R&B especially. Also a lot of 90s dance music, like 90s dance hits. That's my favorite, like blurring the lines between genres. Mark Ronson, for sure, just like looking at what he did just in the DJ scene, like in New York, just DJing like random hole in the walls on a Wednesday. Like he was like the go-to guy for like decades just as a DJ. And then obviously he has an incredible ear and like one of the most talented producers, just producing all these like pop hits as well. Kevin Parker, Tame Impala, I'm like, everyone goes through like at some point the Kevin Parker obsessive phase where you just watch every video, listen to every single song, like he's just like a staple. And he's actually now making dance music, which I love. Kid Trinata, obsessed, obviously, who isn't? Disclosure, obsessed, one of the best live shows I've ever seen. I was like 16 and changed my life. Rufus the Soul, like one of my biggest inspirations. S.G. Lewis, very cool. I could go on and on. Drastically, I was actually thinking about this the other day, just like in terms of the grittiness that I try to bring into my music. Obviously, like I love to pull references from like different subgenres of electronic. Like I love like drum. I'm not a drum and bass artist, but I love drum and bass. I've even done a few drum and bass records, but like trying to just bring in like D&B references, trying to bring in like and I'm getting to New York, but like, you know, just like different subgenres. I feel like New York is kind of like a melting pot of different cultures, and it has a certain grittiness that I feel like as a person, you could like you are like a mix of all these things, and I feel like I try to apply that in a weird way to my music. I'm like, oh, like maybe I could also do that, like borrow things from different subgenres that I just like hear. I feel like that's just like a New York mentality, in a weird abstract way. So I feel like growing up here has made me more like open-minded to borrowing different things. And just like also like dance music, growing up here, going to raves, like when I was like 14, 15, obviously like just like completely like altered like my state of being. Like I feel like if like I didn't grow up in New York and I wasn't exposed to that, I probably wouldn't even be making dance music. Also like being able to DJ from a young age, like sneaking into parties and just like hopping on the decks whenever I could, or like sometimes I like when I was younger I used to travel with the decks to like friends' birthday parties. I'm like, oh, you're having a birthday party? Like I didn't even say I'm gonna DJ, just show up with the decks, like set up, just make it a vibe. I still do that, by the way. Like I don't show up with the decks anymore because that's like a hassle. But like if my friends are having a birthday party, I'm like, can I DJ? Like I like just like all the time, just to like bring the energy. I feel like growing up here really got me into that. I feel like I have a different path than most getting into it, because I started as a producer, which I feel like a lot of people start as a producer, but also a songwriter. So I worked with a bunch of songwriters and like singers So I would like write demos of tracks and produce these demos and then pitch them to artists. Like that was like the first like year or two before I even released any music. Like I spent like several years in artist development, reaching out to just artists, singers that I like, hey, would you sing on this song? If not, can we get in the room? And a bunch of the time, well, when you reach out to so many people, a few people come back and they're like, yeah, I love this song, I want to sing it. I'm like, great, can we also like record it in person? And I would like fly out to the artist and then we would write 5 more records. Like my record, Into the Blue with Camille, I pitched like a rough demo. I was like, would you want to sing this? Like, would you want to finish this together? And I flew to London. We recorded the record in like 40 minutes. And I'm like, well, we have this studio and we have 6 hours to kill. Do you want to keep going? And we wrote this record, Happiness, which we put out. And then we also wrote like 10 records for like other people. Like, so I feel like if you just get in the room, it's all a networking game, both creative and obviously the business. You just have to like kind of, I'm still in artist development, networking, working my way up. That's just like the lay of the land, I feel like. I'll like find someone that knows this artist that has their email. Like that's like what I do. And then I'll cold email and be like, hey, I did that for so many people. I remember like one of the first, cause like I really appreciate also the artists that came back and they were like, yes, we want to do it. Like early, like especially without having any music out, I feel like that's like, I'll always be grateful to Camille, Nina Nesbitt, Catching Cairo, like all these incredible singers and songwriters that just came behind me because they like the music. Like that is incredible. And I definitely also want to repay that in the future to younger artists as well. If I hear something that I like, sign that record, you know? Even just like the first record I ever released was Alicia with Alvin Risk, who I met at someone's table at a private after party. So it's like just being in person, being in the mix, networking with DJs. I've been wanting to make it out to Ibiza for the longest time. I still haven't gone, but I think I'm gonna go for the closing week. Like I feel like being in like in those scenes at the right time, especially like you could easily network with like-minded people, but also just like in the town you're from. Like I'm from New York. Luckily, we have so many incredible venues. Like I go to Public Records like 3 times a week, and I just like sit there, like during the day, like when I have like a few hours where I just need to work on my laptop, or like go at night at like 4 a.m. Like just go to the places that like you like, and you'll meet people there that are doing the same thing. I got reached out to by Brooklyn Mirage, Avant Garner to DJ. It was a support slot for Disco Lines, and it was the closing set at like 4 a.m. And I've never played, like I've done like closing slots at clubs before, but I've never done anything to that capacity. And in my mind, I'm like, no one's gonna be there. It's 4 a.m. I pull up and it's packed crowd, 4 a.m. That was such an incredible experience. I remember like buzzing after that set for like the next week and a half. That was awesome. Anytime I reach out to a collaborator that I like and they want to work with me, I feel like that's also like a pinch me moment. I'm like, wow, I've been listening to this person for 6 years. Like that's so cool that we're gonna have a record together.
I saw Timbaland likes a couple of your things
Yeah,
too.
he's obviously an inspiration.
Have you guys worked together at all?
We are working on a record.
I'll keep it.
No, I mean I can talk about it. I'm working on a record with a Luna that he may be a part of as well. I have a bunch of records coming out featuring artists that I'm also producing their albums. So I'm excited to like build my world a little bit more. Sonically, the records I feel like are definitely like more cutting edge, more tempo, like some of them are a little bit darker. Like I'm definitely starting to explore my sound and like where it could go. I just love the idea of like, rather than me just putting out a song featuring an artist, like they're also gonna be putting out a record on their album featuring me as well. It feels more cohesive. And yeah, I'm just really excited for the music. Chaotic, for sure. I feel like you like work to get to this point, and this is what I imagine. And then it's like, oh my God, like it's like things are so crazy. Like that's what you want. Because you want to be active and you want to be living your dream and making art. Like the fact that you can make art as your career, thanks to SoundExchange, is incredible. This is gonna be embarrassing, but whatever. Not Picasso. Okay, this is me playing Boiler Room in 5 years. On Mars.